Hi folks, well today we certainly have an action-packed level. This is by far one of the most difficult levels I've done so far. You have special ops later that actually use the cloaking device that we are using, so it's really difficult to see. At the minute we're just fighting against regular troops, just marking them on the drone as you can see right now, and just trying to stay ghost for as long as possible. But it gets much more difficult later on in this level and much more action-packed. At the minute we're just moving through slowly, and just trying to get these targets down as efficiently as possible. But like I said, later on it does get much more action packed with RPGs, grenades, flashbangs, pretty much every single type of fire you can think of, machine guns too, and it really is one of the most difficult levels. They are of a special ops level, so they're pretty much more difficult to defeat as well. So I'll just leave you to this bit for now, and I'll see you back in a minute. And there we go, that's target down, but now we are going to be detected. There we go, our dead body is found. And now this is where things get a little bit more tricky, but certainly not as bad as what you'll be seeing later on in this video. I know it's a very long one, it's probably going to be the longest video I'll ever make, but it is just simply because the battles are much more intense. I wish I had a much more precision shot here, but I've just got a red dot scope, which really isn't what I need here. Okay folks, so now we are clear and just going to progress through. This is something also that I cut out of the videos just when you was walking through the levels. There's quite a bit of that in this video in fact, so I decided to cut that out, otherwise we'd be talking about a 25-minute video and that's ridiculous. So at the minute we're just walking to the zone, and then we go further and it's just more walking, so I just cut it out. Next up we'll be seeing the next main stage, the next main zone where we'll be doing a lot more combat, so I kept that in. Who wants to see walking, do you know what I mean? So this is where I cut the walking out, and this is where it leads us to. This is the next combat zone. Quite difficult, in fact, to do this one. I admittedly died a couple of times, and it's obviously not going to be as bad as later on, but it's still quite a tough level to do. And later on, this is later on, reinforcements came and it really made it quite difficult. So it's just a case of trying to keep them back and just trying to keep on top of them basically. So next up, this is again, we've just got past that zone. Next up we have to rescue somebody, and it's all in a time limit, as you can see, 4 minutes 13, counting down. And also one of the most difficult things about this is not only the amount of targets we have to get, but also because we have to rush through it too. So it's a case of marking the targets and also just trying to push through the level as fast as possible, and trying to stay undetected for as long as possible, but obviously I didn't manage to do that in this occasion. Something you have to try and keep on your mind though is to push through as fast as possible, because again, admittedly, I don't mind saying, first time I tried this I actually ran out of time by about 30 seconds. If I had 30 more seconds on the clock I would have done it first time around, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. So obviously we've got a lot of grenades coming at us and flashbangs too, which completely disorientate us. So it's just a case of just trying to push forward, keeping our teammates alive too. It doesn't make it easy when you've got people hiding behind there. I thought I'll try and throw a grenade, but unfortunately someone else took him out before I managed to get that grenade and shot. Next up, just to this, we can see this target.
Kill confirmed.
And there we go. Target is down.
Three more hostiles on site.
So again, we're moving on now, and what I've decided to do was, in fact, mark some of these targets for my other teammates to get whilst I progressed onto the level, so they'll keep a track on these two that you'll be seeing soon to be marked. Here we go, those are the two that are marked for my two teammates.
Heads up, 3 more. To the left.
Marking now.
Camo going up.
And what will happen now is basically my teammates will track them, and as soon as I hit M, long hold on the M key, they will They'll take them down. I don't have to be watching them. I'm taking them down right now. There you go. We've been taken down. So again, I'm trying to move through the level, just keeping in stealth, but also keeping in mind that time limit. So what I decided to do now is go a little bit Splinter Cell style, just creep up on the enemy and just take a very silent take out here. Next I'll be doing the same thing, but I was thinking about doing a straight out headshot, but I thought no, I'll creep up and do a much more quiet shot. You'll see what will happen right now. There we go, it's called a stealth shot. And instead of the body dropping to the ground and making noise, we just lower it down, much more quiet. So we're still undetected at this point, and it gives us a little bit extra chance to move on. So now again, marking all the targets, just making sure that my teammates have got them in the sight before we move along. When you mark a fourth target, they wait for your shot. So we are now waiting, they're waiting on my shot. I make the kill and they make their kills. But at this point we will be detected. And but because we did that, it means we only have a couple more targets to get. So I'll mark them now. As you can see, there's a little 1 gone above that target, and number 2 target has been taken ready. At this point, what I was noticing is that flashing 46-45 second countdown timer, and I knew I had to get in quickly. It doesn't help when you're trying to get down and he just keeps moving into an invisible barrier, which is irritating. But at this point, I obviously didn't know whether there are targets around the corner, and neither did I know the specific route or route to get to the rescue zone. 20 seconds left. This is kind of all going through my mind. Are we going to get shot from in the middle of nowhere, or is it just a straightforward run? So I'm going to try to keep both things in consideration. Only 10 seconds left, otherwise the game will be over. But we made it with 5 seconds to spare. Now we've got to stack up and rescue this guy. This is when we go into slow motion. One of the most difficult, well, not difficult, but annoying things about slow motion is it's difficult to actually tell when when the kill has been confirmed, because they're still stood up even though they're dead. You see, they're still stood up, even though he's dead. So it's difficult to tell. Target down. There you go. But it doesn't look like he's down. Do you see what I mean? It still looks like he's alive. So.
Overlord, Hunter has secured the package. We're bringing him out.
Copy, Hunter. Georgians are routing a bird to you now.
Okay, folks. So I just wanted to tell you something. This is actually a further level, but an extra zone which I cut a hell of a lot out, and that's simply because of the time limit again, but mostly because it's very much similar sort of thing. You're shooting from the rooftops like we're doing here, and it's just a case of the same sort of thing. There's nothing in this level I thought was particularly exciting to show, so I cut a lot of it out. Another thing was there's actually a music track playing in the background, and I thought YouTube would have a little bit of a fit about it because it being copyright and what have you. So I decided to again cut a lot of this out and just keep this rolling until basically I got out of this sort of derelict ruined church kind of building. There is a lot of heavy fire in this, but again there's going to be a hell of a lot of heavy fire later on in the last stages of this video, so it's nothing new. It's nothing that you're not going to be able to see, for instance, and it's just kind of all the same old. So this is where this takes over. We're doing some more sniping shots from the top, and they have RPGs, so it's even more heavy fire than what was in that church earlier on. So again, here we go. We're just going to try and move through the level now. Later on, what you'll see is there are so many different targets, and because they're using this invisible cloaking like we use, it's incredibly difficult to see. So we use some of the magnetic views again later on. What I'll probably do in a bit is just shut up and just let you watch some of the gameplay as we progress, because again it's just so much heavy fire, and it's just a case of trying to A, not get killed obviously, and B, trying to take some of them down. Sometimes it may look like I'm being a bit of a coward and staying behind cover, but the bottom line is if I kept getting out of cover all the time, I would just keep losing and ending the game. So it's just a case of trying to move out only when you're safe to do so, because there is so much suppression on you that you just simply can't move out when you want to. And this is definitely, without doubt, the most difficult level I've done in this game so far, without a doubt. So you've got RPGs, heavy machine gun fire, grenades. You've pretty much got everything going on at you, and on top of that, you don't have any of your systems, your gadget systems up, because they've hacked them down in this level. And also, if that's not difficult enough, the visibility is really poor too. So it's really one of the most difficult levels to do. So what I'm going to do is shut up now and just let you watch the next stage of this video in peace, and I'll probably be back a little bit later to say goodbye.
Heads up, they're moving. Hostile down. Copy. Dropped one. Hostile down. We got him now. Got him. Their gear sure looks familiar. Here, through here, let's go. Nobody cover me. Hostiles, 9 o'clock. I'm under fire. Drop that back up. Moving. Right, right. Rifleman. Right there. Get fire on him. Roger. Watch your right. Move, move. Target down. We're clear.
Was it my imagination, or were those cats using adaptive or camo? Yeah, that gear's way ahead of the other troops. Special ops, no doubt.
Beyond special. Something entirely different.
Something like us?
I hope to God not.
Yeah, this way.
Georgians are bringing in a chopper to get you out. Hold position.
Copy that. Make it quick. Form up on the sergeant. Let's go.
Moving position. That don't sound good.
I hope the pilot can see us through the mist.
We'll make sure he does. Pop flares.
Hunter, search teams are collapsing on your position. Multiple teams inbound on you.
RPG, watch it!
Shit!
Stick close to a Satse.
That hostile's got an RPG.
Go, guys! Lead, move! Here come more hostiles! Stay in formation. Don't let them break through. Incoming reinforcements! 6 o'clock! Watch that balcony! RPG! They're on the move! I've got him pinned! Stay in formation. Don't let them break through. Gotta get to cover! In the building! Careful! This is starting to get us! Crash one! Ah! Get us! Hold black! Crash one! 12 o'clock! Moving to cover!
Hunter, this is safe. I'm en route to the extraction zone, but I can't hang around for long.
Understood.
Let's hope we don't see any more of those invisible bastards. If they're invisible. Yeah, I know what I said. Shut up.
Watch it! Stay in formation. Don't let them break through. Protect the formation. Don't let them break through. Contact dead ahead! Gotta be back up! Moving! Target down! Hostile, on the block! He's down! Keep it up, we got this! Tank! Got one! Right flank, watch the right! Hostiles back up! There! Where? Stay in formation, don't let them break through! Cover, I'm moving! 3 o'clock! Spread 9! They're on the move! Target down! Hostiles moving! Alright, now we can... You're on flat state, diamond formation!
Right folks, well this is the end of the level. Thank you all very much for watching this video. Again, this has been one of the longest I've made so far, but definitely by far one of the most difficult. Here comes my terrible score, and there you go. So again, everyone, thanks for watching, and until the next time, hopefully you'll be there. See you later on, everybody. Bye bye.